hangar in a small town in Colorado. Trevor is dancing with his girlfriend Nina while his friend Kyle exchanges kisses with his crush of the day. Suddenly, Kyle coughs up blood, but his girl continues to kiss him. Trevor and Nina are disgusted by this and go to another room where something is running in the shadows. Meanwhile, the town wakes up to the news that the state has sent military forces to organize a 24-hour quarantine. The roads are blocked so no one can leave or enter the town. Soon, a traffic jam takes over the voices and people start complaining about the situation, even arguing with the soldiers, since no explanation has been given. One couple in particular is desperate to get out because they want to take their sick son to a hospital in the big city. Corporal Sarah convinces them to take the boy to the local hospital because the army has brought specialists who are already treating the sick. Later, Sarah asks Captain Rod if the specialist's story is true, but he orders her to keep her mouth shut and follow orders. At the radio station, a soldier watches over DJ Paul to ensure he's getting the information he needs to the public. Back at the hangar, Trevor is scared by something in the shadows, but it's barely Nina. He announces that it's time to go out, but Kyle's nose starts bleeding. He even asks his daughter to go home with him, but she fears he's sick and leaves alone. As Kyle leaves in Trevor's car, his conquest runs through the forest where she hears a mysterious roar. She tries to flee but trips and rolls across the ground until she falls into the water. At that moment, the creature finds her and drags her to eat. Moments later, a group of soldiers arrive at the roadblock and Salazar tries to provoke Sarah, who responds by putting him to work. She then takes Crane to the city and visits the house where she grew up. There, she finds her brother Trevor and Nina on the couch and scolds them for not answering her calls. Neither knows about the quarantine, which leaves Sarah even more irritated since her mother needs constant care. Sarah runs upstairs and checks on her mother. Francine is not feeling well. She says it's just a rumor, but Sarah decides to take her to the hospital anyway. Downstairs, Nine notices that she too has several messages from the father. Sarah returns and Trevor explains that Francine has been feeling ill since early. Nina talks about Kyle's symptoms and Trevor goes to check on him. But Sarah asks that he stay with the mother while she checks on the situation. It is already night when Sarah and Crane arrive at Kyle's house and are surprised to find the door open. The rooms are covered in blood, so the soldiers cautiously search the house. But Kyle isn't there. When Crane leans on the curtains, two bodies fall on him. They are Kyle's parents who have been brutally attacked. Sarah tries to call the police, but the phone doesn't work, so she uses the military radio to call her captain. Rods explains that all the phone lines have been blocked until the situation is under control because there are a lot of rumors circulating and promises to send the police to Kyle's house. After that, Sarah takes Francine, Trevor, and Nina to take them to the hospital. During the trip, Francine's nose starts bleeding. When they finally arrive at the hospital, the place is crowded with patients with the same symptoms, and the nurse asks Sarah to wait in line like everyone else. Nina's father is in this hospital, so she and Trevor go to visit him. At that moment, Sarah notices Salazar and other soldiers guarding the hospital, which makes her understand that this is serious and not just a routine exercise. As they had planned, Sarah arrives to meet with Dr. Logan from the CDC. Logan asks if Kyle's parents had bite marks, and she confirms but says she doesn't believe it was an animal because he couldn't have hidden the bodies behind the curtains. In the waiting room, Crane notices that Francine and many other patients are shivering with cold, so he goes to warn Sarah and Logan. At the same time, Nina's father begins to exhibit the same symptoms. A virus acts rapidly in his body until the man transforms into a zombie and jumps out of bed to attack his own wife, biting her face. Meanwhile, at the power plant, an employee is attacked by two zombies who push her against a fence to devour her. The impact on the fence and the blood that flows causes a short circuit and both zombies catch fire. With the power plant's machinery malfunctioning, the city's lights also begin to fail. At Kyle's house, 3 police officers are searching the rooms and find a third body among the dead couple. It is Kyle himself who is now a zombie and attacks the officers, unaware of their weapons. At the radio station, Paul and the soldier guarding him hear screams and look out the window, discovering that the zombies are dragging humans to feed on. The soldier runs to help the civilians, but is ambushed by several zombies who take him away to devour him too. Paul sees another zombie coming up behind him, so he runs back to the radio station and locks the door. At the hospital, the backup generators bring the power back in time for the frozen people to turn into zombies. They all go crazy and start attacking any normal humans they find. Trevor and Nina run out of her father's room. A few zombies see them and start chasing them. They exit through the back door and block it with a garbage container. But there are already more zombies outside, so the two jump over a fence to escape. Inside, the chaos and slaughter worsens as blood takes over everything. Rods runs to an empty hallway and blocks the door to keep the zombies out. Sarah finds him and asks about her mother, but there's no chance of finding her now. Rods opens another door, but from there comes several zombies. He manages to push a few out, but soon there are too many to handle and Odds is captured and eaten. Seeing this, Sarah, Logan, and Cran run. Logan pushes Cran in to get in first, causing him to drop the car keys. A zombie sees Crane on the ground and tries to attack him, but Sarah pulls him inside, waits, and locks the door. Skull, furious, pushes Logan for what he did, but Logan pretends he doesn't know what he's talking about. After Sarah and Crane pile furniture in front of the door, the group looks out the window and sees that the zombies have already taken over the parking lot as well. Since Crane has no weapons and Sarah's is unloaded, she suggests making Molotov cocktails to distract the zombies and escape by car. Since Crane has lost Sarah's car keys, she decides they need to find Rod's keys to escape in his car. Meanwhile, Trevor and Nina run through the forest where they find dozens of bodies scattered on the ground. One body even tries to attack them but falls dead again. Eventually, the couple arrives in the center of town and finds a massacre there too. However, they perceive someone sane inside the radio station. So, they wait for the main street to empty before running to the station door. They start banging on it and the noise attracts the attention of a zombie who runs towards them. Luckily, Paul opens the door and lets them in before the zombie reaches them. Paul takes them to the main room where he finds the couple from the beginning who reveal that their son is dead. At this point, the wife starts coughing but swears it's just a cold she caught before everything started. Paul is also coughing but Nina doesn't know if she can trust them. Trevor runs to the radio equipment to send a message with their location and warn people not to go to the hospital. This message is played on a car radio and heard by Francine, who is now also a zombie. Back to Sarah and Cran. They climb up the ventilation ducts and move as quickly as possible to avoid the zombies trying to reach them through the grates. Eventually, they find the room. Where is Hot's body? Her Sarah barely jumps forward to be attacked by someone coming out of a closet. She quickly defends herself and discovers that it is Salazar who hid there before everything went crazy. They grab the car keys and head back to the vents, unaware that Rods is waking up as a zombie and eating his own eye. Rods grabs Sarah and uses her as a counterweight to climb into the vent since he has no legs. Sarah punches him in the face to free herself and begins to move faster. In another room, the zombies pound into the vents with bullets and other tools until they manage to break it, causing Sarah's legs to fall through the hole. The creatures continue to try to grab her feet. Hot is approaching, but Salazar returns to rescue Sarah and pulls her out of the hole in time. He runs back to the room with Logan, and when Cray tries to close the vent, Rods appears and bites his hand. Sarah immediately grabs some bleach and pours it on the wound in hopes of disinfecting it. A cautious Salazar grabs his gun and prepares to shoot, but Sarah protects Crane and Logan points out that the other bleach might work. Rods continues to make noises in the vent and Salazar shoots to kill him for good. When Sarah promises that she will kill Crane if he transforms, Salazar finally drops the gun. After that, the group improvises some weapons with what they find in the room and Sarah takes one of Salazar's guns. Cray breaks the window with a chair and he jumps out to finally get out of the hospital. A zombie immediately appears, but Sarah's shots have no effect. Then Salazar teaches that only headshots kill a zombie. More enemies appear and the soldiers work together to fight them. The improvised weapons prove effective and soon all the zombies around them fall. Unfortunately, the zombies inside the hospital start jumping out the windows as well. The soldiers continue to fight, killing the enemies, crushing their heads or decapitating them. While everyone is distracted, Logan reveals that he has his own car and runs towards it. A woman tries to call for help, but he pushes her towards a zombie to get rid of her before getting into the car and fleeing. The others perceive this and insult Logan, but they don't have time to complain as more zombies are arriving. Hiding behind a car, they light several Molotov cocktails and throw them at the zombies, creating a large fire that slowly burns the creatures. He then runs to HC's car. More creatures appear and try to grab onto the car, so Sarah drives fast to take them down. The group eventually leaves the hospital, and as they drive through the city they see death and destruction everywhere. Eventually, They come across a gun shop. Sarah then ties Crane to the car as a precaution before entering the shop with Salazar. Unfortunately, Crane starts bleeding, and when the others return with a bunch of guns, he has already turned into a zombie. Salazar wants to kill him, but Sarah convinces him not to do that because Crane is harmless and tied up. So, they leave before the zombies get too close. At the radio station, a zombie tries to enter using the emergency stairs, but Trevor throws a television at its head to kill it. When he returns inside, Nina points out that the tissues in the trash are covered in blood. She takes a knife and threatens the adults, demanding that they confess to one who is bleeding, but they continue to blame each other. Suddenly, Paul freezes and begins to turn into a zombie. Then, desperate Nina stabs him in the head to kill him. Trevor uses the radio again to send a new message. The soldiers are about to leave the city, but when Sarah hears the brother's voice, she turns the car around, crushing each zombie so as not to waste time. At the station, Trevor looks out the window and sees Francine. So, he runs to meet her, ignoring Nina's warnings. Francine is very far from reality and tries to attack the son, but Sarah arrives and crushes her with the car. A crying Trevor does not believe what she has done, and Sarah needs to remind him that she was no longer their mother. Meanwhile, Nina goes upstairs to warn the elderly couple that they are about to leave, only to find the room mysteriously empty. When she looks behind the couch, she finds the husband dead. The now zombified wife appears behind her and knocks her to the floor, forcing Nina to fight with any object she finds in the room, even breaking furniture. At that moment, Trevor enters and the two begin to fight the zombie together, showing excellent teamwork. Outside, Salazar notices some survivors trapped behind a gate. They begin to climb over it to reach the soldiers, but zombies appear behind them and devour them. At that moment, Trevor and Nina push the zombie out the window. As soon as she falls, Salazar and Sarah shoot her until she is killed. The shots scare off the zombies behind the gate and the group manages to get out in the car. During the trip, Salazar wonders why Crane doesn't attack them, and Sarah reminds him that Crane is a vegetarian. Even so, Salazar continues to mock and threaten Crane, clearly not trusting him. When they finally arrive at the checkpoint, he discovers that the rest of the soldiers have also become zombies. One of them tries to reach the car, then Trevor gets out and shoots him. Salazar and Sarah join Trevor and they kill as many zombies as they can with their weapons. But the enemies keep appearing. With no other option, they get into the car and head back, not knowing where to go. Trevor talks about the abandoned hangar. Sarah drives the car through the forest and they see Kyle running between the trees. He jumps in front and breaks the windshield of the car, causing him to lose control. Now Kyle is trapped between the wood and the broken glass, so Sarah easily manages to shoot him in the head. After that, the group continues on foot and takes Crane away together. Salazar keeps threatening and insulting him, and when they arrive at the hangar, Crane can't take it anymore. He starts screaming to reveal their location, and soon a bunch of zombies break down the door and walls to attack them. The humans open fire, but there are too many enemies to handle, so Trevor asks the friends to follow him. As the group descends into the basement, the zombies aggressively surround Kin. The basement ends up being a veritable isolated bunker. A few zombies try to follow the group, but they shoot until they manage to get through the thick metal door and lock it. Then they open a door at the back and are shocked to find an entire research facility. They check the computers for answers, but who was there to erase everything before fleeing? Suddenly, they hear a noise and Sarah and Salazar begin searching each room, finding Logan destroying evidence. The duo threatens to shoot him until Logan explains that he was part of Project Wildfire, which was researching biochemical agents. He swears that the project is not responsible for the zombie virus, but is interrupted by Trevor, who finds a video file on the computer. The footage shows a scientist admitting that the virus created to attack alien troops has mutated and gone out of control, forcing him to kill all infected colleagues. The video ends when the doctor also transforms into a zombie and destroys the camera. Hearing a roar nearby, the group exits the office and finds the zombified doctor. He begins shooting but remains scared and flees. Salazar and Sarah follow him only to discover that he has escaped by crawling through the vents. A different zombie attempts to attack Salazar, but he quickly decapitates him. The duo return to the others, shooting into the vents every time they hear a noise. Logan does not know where the emergency exits are, but but Salazar recognizes the banker as a model used in warfare and says they need to find the missile silos to escape. As the group walks through the hallways, the Doctor appears from above and kidnaps Logan. He quickly kills him and throws the body in front of the others. The group hurries, but after wandering for a while longer, they fail to find the silo. Despite Salazar's protests, they decide to split up to cover more ground. Sarah and Salazar find the silo first, making it through the first door without any trouble. However, as they cross the hallway, they find several zombies hiding in the next room. Ambow, the two begin shooting, but the zombies surround Salazar and knock him to the ground. He tells Sarah to continue without him before the creatures start devouring him. Sarah quickly calls out and Trevor pulls her to a safe room. There, he finds several missile propulsion tanks. Then, the brothers work together to create giant flamethrowers. Sarah returns to the hallway to attract the Horde's attention, but the Doctor appears behind her. As she fights off the attacker, Crane reveals himself in the middle of the Horde and remembers his feelings for Sarah, starting to unload his gun until he is out of bullets. Infuriated by the betrayal, the Doctor lets go of Sarah and runs to decapitate Crane. Sarah shoots a random zombie to get everyone's attention before running back down the hallway. The creatures chase her, but upon reaching the door, Trevor and Nina activate the tanks. The result is giant flames that instantly burn the zombies and reach every corner of the facility, leaving not a single monster standing. Afterwards, the trio climbs up to the silo and finds Logan's car. As they drive, they hear on the radio that the virus has been completely contained. However, on the road again,